Good day to chairperson and audience. In the project management, success has traditionally been measured strictly by the iron triangle, which is time, cost, and quality. However, the industry evidence prove that the managing this technical constraint is impossible without effectively managing the people who deliver them. Therefore, today I will present on the motivation in the project management, specifically in the two critical areas, which is motivating the construction workforce and the challenges of diverse project team. The purpose of the presentation is to move beyond basic theory and critically evaluate how the real motivational dynamic directly dictate projects success or failure. Moving on how motivation link directly into the project management. We can view the dynamic through the plan, do, check and act PDCA cycle. In construction, motivation is a continuous process embedded within the every phase to manage both our workforce and diverse team. Plan. Here we plan structural motivation. For the workforce, this means designing fair productivity incentive. And for the diverse team, we plan tailored communication and cultural strategies to prevent a deflection. Next one, do. During the execution, we implement this plan on site. For the workforce, we ensure timely wage and proper site welfare. For the diverse team, we break down language barrier to keep all cultural group focused on the daily target. Check. Next, we monitor the site morale. We check for the sign of demotivation, such as a high absenteeism in the workforce, or hidden conflict or social segregation within multicultural teams. Act. Finally, we take a corrective action. If morale drop due to burnout or cultural friction, management step in with a continuous improvement, refining incentive or resolving team conflict to sustain the momentum. Ultimately, aligning motivation with PDCA ensure that the managing in diverse workforce directly drive project performance. Before we analyze the gap, let's briefly look at two foundational motivation theory used in this study. The first one is the Maslow hierarchy of need, suggests that human motivation is driven by 5 levels of need, moving on the basic psychology survival up to self-actualization. Second, Herzberg two-factor theory divide workplace motivation into two categories: hygiene factors, which is a base element like a salary, working condition that prevent desertification, and motivators such as recognition and responsibility, which actively drive job certification. While these theories are widely accepted in the corporate office, they face unique limitations when applied directly to the diverse construction workforce. Maslow's assumption. Individuals automatically shift focus away from a basic needs once they are satisfied, progressing toward a higher level motivator such as recognition and career advancement. But in reality, not all site laborers require a praise or promotion. Their primary focus continuously remain on the securing basic needs, such as a guaranteed wage and physically safety protection. To support this, Khalid 2024 agreed that the individual difference and contextual factors like the culture, economy, and situation affect which need they are most important in a given time, instead of following a same order. Herzberg assumption. Wage and welfare are merely hygiene factors, essential to prevent dissatisfaction and strike, but incapable of actively motivating employees to increase productivity. In reality, providing good wage and safety equipment is not enough to make the site worker want more responsibility. Instead of seeking promotion and recognition, they actually care more about practical, day-to-day concerns such as getting predictable overtime pay, having less physical strain, and maintaining good relationship with their team. To support this, Lloyd and Trump 2025 said, this work motivation is strongly influenced by salary policy, benefit, job stability, and the work environment, showing that the practical and the economic factor remain central for many employees. While Maslow's hierarchy of need is widely used, it has two major limitations when applied to construction site worker. First, Maslow assumed that human need progress in a strict and linear order. However, empirical studies show that human motivation is not in the straight line. Workers can pursue higher level of need even when their lower needs are not fully met, moving back and forward between the level. Second, The theory lacks of strong empirical support for blue-collar industry because it's originally based on a Western, middle-class sample, and the model cannot blindly apply to different cultural and economic background, such as a low-income or migrant construction worker. Move on to Herzberg's two-factor theory. We can identify two major limitations when applying it to the blue-collar or site-based construction work. First, Herzberg's original research focused heavily on the office professional and engineer. Because of this, it's highly questionable whether the same motivational pattern apply to manual labor working in the high-risk construction environment. Second, later studies show that the strict boundaries between the hygiene factor and motivator is often blurred. In low-wage or hazardous construction job, baseline element like a basic wage, overtime opportunities, and strict on-site safety do not just prevent desertification, they actually act as a powerful motivator for the workers. Moving on to the case study analysis, I evaluate a real-world residential development project currently in its final completion phase. This project value is 4 billion and a critical 90% progress mark, creating a high-pressure environment for everyone involved. The workforce is highly diverse, consisting of local management and a large group of multinational site laborers. To gain deeper insight, I conduct a face-to-face interview with the assistant project manager. This allows me to observe firsthand how motivation is managed when the project is nearing its deadline and the team is facing a physical and mental exhaustion.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Faris bin Mustamam. I'm an assistant project manager for Civil Engineering Sdn Bhd. Currently, I'm now working at the Park City. Main project is Nora Residence, and my project is 90% completion. Honestly speaking, praise and award is not work for the construction worker. All they care is about the money and the aim to be paid on time. If we delay any of their money, they will not come to the site and not doing the work. Hence, I think the main motivator here is about the money and the good welfare. Different culture wants a different things. As an example, local staff only want the promotion or flexibility, while the foreign worker only care about their money or their good welfare. You cannot motivate everyone by using the same method. If you didn't care about their welfare, the productivity will drop down.
Moving on to critical analysis and discussion. Let's evaluate what happened on site through our theoretical framework. The project engineer noted the exhausted worker ignored, praised and focused solely on the financial certainty and daily basic need. Why did this happen? First, Maslow theory via Gallup 2024, we see that the economic context dictates priorities. For migrant workers under intense pressure, basic psychology and safety needs override high-level recognition. Second, validating Tirupati 2016 critique of Herzberg, the strict boundary between hygiene and motivators has completely blurred. At this 90% completion stage, timely wage, overtime, and logistics do not just prevent dissatisfaction, they are active driver of productivity. The impact of the project performance is critical because motivation is tied entirely to the baseline factors. A single day of wage delay triggers immediate absenteeism, directly threatening the timeline of this RM 4 billion residential development. Moving on to the discussion section, I want to highlight the deeper insight and implication from the study. First, for the insight, we found that the motivation is relative. It changed based on the worker economic background. For low-income migrant workers, their main goal is survival and supporting their family back home. Therefore, corporate praise holds zero value compared to the financial certainty. Furthermore, the blue line of the Herzberg theory, things like a prompt wage and basic site welfare are not just a hygiene factor. They are active drive of a daily production. Second, The implication to the construction industry. Management must realize that the financial risks are directly tied to the project delivery risks. In the large-scale development, delaying which by even a single day can cause immediate work stoppage, destroying the project timeline. Finally, the ultimate implication is that one-size-fits-all management is dead. To successfully deliver a project, future manager must tailor strategy, focus on the career growth for the local staff, but protect the basic need and the cash incentive for the foreign workforce. Based on this finding, we can draw a vital lesson and practical recommendation for this industry. The core lesson learned is that one-size-fits-all approach to motivation failed. Project manager must segment their strategy because local staff and foreign worker possess completely different motivational driver. To protect the project performance, I propose 3 practical recommendations. First, management must establish a strict financial safeguard, ensuring a locked budget for timely wage and quick overtime payout during the final project crunch. Second, we must optimize daily on-site welfare, providing a basic need like a portable toilet on the active floor, clean water station, and affordable food access directly reduce physical strain and keep the workers focused. Lastly, we recommend a segmented reward system. Use immediate cash-based milestone to drive the site laborer. While utilizing career progression path for the local management, this ensures every segment of a diverse team feel supported and motivated to reach the finish line.